When I wish upon a...
And that's our intro. Have you actually given that? Yes! So, this is the Unsettled, and myself and Will are about to fuck up your favourite Disney films, basically. What the fuck was that? Should we just...
Yeah, just keep going.
Keep it rolling?
Just keep going.
Keep it rolling, okay. So, origins of fairy tales are often forgotten, lost in time, sugar-coated. That's how Disney like to play it. But not many people know where these films or stories originated from, and we're about to ruin your childhood in the least perverse way you'll ever imagine.
Yeah.
But viewer discretion is advised, because this is now titled The Dark Fairy Tales That Disney Ruined/Changed. And I don't know, I'm here to tell you that magic isn't real. There is never really a happy ever after. Aww. Oh, don't be sad. It's okay.
It's okay. Still got a magic circle.
You can. And I can take you to the Chinese place which is called the Happy Ever After. So at least you'd still get one. Just the one, I'm not paying for two. So, we're about to ruin your favourite Disney films. Put it that way. We are the Unsettled. Like, share, subscribe, do your usual shit, or actually don't bother doing fuck all. Either way, we're going to begin with Pinocchio. Behave yourself.
No, we're not.
Behave. So, when many think of Pinocchio, we all think of that annoying little brat of a puppet. Don't start. Who lies and gets a face boner. Easy, easy, easy. I'm kidding. But he does lie and his nose does get bigger, which is coincidentally quite funny. The Disney movie tells the tale of this puppet's adventure with his friend Jiminy Cricket, which is a wonderful story, and I'm sure you'd love to watch it if you haven't. Actually, no, don't watch it. It's shit. Either way.
Spoiler. Jiminy Cricket is his conscience.
They probably would have gathered that. So he doesn't exist.
Oh no, he does. The problem is, because obviously
You're ruining me flow. The flows, it's dropping.
Fine.
It's dropping.
Fine.
It's dropping.
Fine.
It's down. It's down.
It's gone.
It's down. Yeah, it's gone. So basically, everyone knows the story of Pinocchio. Little adventures. He has a cricket friend. He wants to turn into a real boy. But where did it start? Who actually created it? Well, we're about to find out. The original creator of Pinocchio, I'll say his first name because I'm sure I'll fuck up his last name. His first name is Carlo. I can't get it wrong. I'll probably have. He created the character for stories in Italian newspapers. Sure, there was a talking cricket, and Pinocchio was not very nice. It was actually a walking nightmare of woodworm. Or do you prefer the fact that I called him Bonerface? Should we call him We'll call him Bonerface. So Pinocchio, e.g. Bonerface, was a cruel boy in these comic strips and these newspapers and so on. Right?
He'd always get himself into trouble and cause quite a lot of it.
And even though, like you said, Jiminy Cricket was his conscience, he did actually exist. In the newspaper comic, he smashed that fucking cricket with a mallet.
Yep.
Which I thought was very well done, to be honest. Pinocchio in the newspapers would suffer horrific torture, and basically for being a little shit. So he would be very naughty, and the townsfolk would torture him.
Yep.
Right? So I was like, okay, well this is quite interesting. He was actually hung in the comic novels, but many people in Italy complained and said, look, that's a bit too harsh. We like the fact that you can just smack the shit out of him, set him on fire, and so on. They didn't want him to die as such. So Carlo decided to continue the saga and kept giving Pinocchio more hideous tortures.
Yeah.
Which
More
was
most gruesome things as time went on.
But I've got to admit, Carlo's version of Pinocchio sounds better.
It does.
It does.
It doesn't sound as annoying.
I bet someone out there really likes Pinocchio, and I called him Bonerface, and I've really upset him. You liked him, didn't you?
No.
Oh, it's a good start. Things collapse. Shit happens.
I cheered when he got swallowed by that fucking whale.
I like the fact he came out in flour.
Well, we had morning wood.
Of course he did. Morning wood. In a whale. In a whale. You know why he got
Made it sneeze.
No. You know why Pinocchio got? You know why Pinocchio got morning wood? Because he's around semen. Right. Next up is Sleeping Beauty.
Oh,
So
God.
Disney decided, okay, let's change this one to a damsel in distress that needs a prince. He needs to save the day, you know, with a kiss. Okay. Well, children, that really didn't happen.
No.
And we're about to ruin Sleeping Beauty for you as well. So here's the real story. So, the 19th century take has a similar beginning. Princess pricks her finger on a spindle and sent into a coma like state. So far, Disney has this correct.
Yes.
Right. They were doing alright up until the point you throw a prince in and allow the said prince to kiss her. Now the real story, a king comes to the rescue for good old Sleeping Beauty. There's no kissing here.
Nope.
Just the fact that the king rapes her instead. He sees that she's asleep and has his little way with her.
Yep.
As he would, while she slept. Seems alright so far. Seems like a pretty graphic novel so far. Seems like a pretty... It's a better story already. It's like the making of a porno. Something you'd watch.
No.
It's because it's got a king in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was like
I don't want to see the royal penis. Don't want to see any royals, to be fair.
You don't want to see any penis, you should have said. You're leaving this wide open like Sleeping Beauty did.
Oui.
9 months later, after, you know, the whole king forces himself upon her, she gives birth to twins. And one of the babies sucked the splinter out of her finger. Which I think is a bit weird.
Yeah, considering.
She gives birth while in a coma state.
Yeah.
And then the baby starts sucking on the finger. And it removes the splinter from the spindle. And it wakes her up. The princess and king fall in love. Sounds happy. I mean, why wouldn't you fall in love with someone that you've just had sex with?
Well,
if sex is the word.
He technically already loved her at this point.
If he went back,
he was just sealing.
I would just like to say, if he went back for seconds, he's marrying the bitch. The first one, you're not too sure of. I've ruined it. I'm carrying on.
You've sacrificed yourself on that one.
I really have. Anyway, you kind of get how this kind of works.
They do soften a lot of the edges.
Yeah, and I'm not being funny.
They do leave bits out of some.
Would you buy a car that you haven't had a test ride in? So you can see why the king was like, yeah, I'll marry her. Right?
Just got solid suspension, that one.
Stiff as a corpse, some would say.
It's just roll.
Roll. Keep going. Told you we're going to fuck it up. You're probably expecting the best ever from us, and we're just like, no, you can have this. It's fine. Anyway, the king allegedly is married. So already he's kind of committing some type of other crime. This king doesn't sound like a very nice king at all, does he? Rape. More rape. She gives birth while in a coma. Kid sucks her finger and not her tit. I think that kid needs help. Right? I bet you it was the... You know you always have that dumb twin. One twin gets all the food, the other twin... Like, I bet you, one of them twins was sucking both her tits and he got left with the finger.
There's always evil afoot.
With the finger.
With the finger.
Always evil with a finger. Anyway. The queen, hearing about the king, orders the twins to be killed after being kidnapped. And she wants to cook them. and feed them to the king, who's obviously having this secret love affair going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan is foiled and everyone lives happy ever after, apart from the queen, who the king actually eventually kills off.
Yeah. So they named the first one Day.
Only one night?
No, it
Day
was
and night.
no, it was like Eve and Day for some reason, or something weird
Eve
like
and
that.
Dave.
No,
Yes,
Dave.
Adam and Eve.
D. Day.
D?
Day.
Day? Day what?
D da dee da da da. No, the
Sleeping Beauty's
they-
fucked.
So basically,
Literally.
the queen, basically the first wife,
Okay.
said to one of the kitchen porters.
Yeah.
They found out. She found out where they lived, blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah, blah, or where they were being kept.
Yeah.
She went, go and fetch the first twin.
Right.
I can't remember her name. I think it's Gay or something weird like that.
Gay.
I'm gonna hit you.
It's got
And
to
then
be
I'm
gay.
gonna add the Disney.
It's got to be gay if he's sucking fingers.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm not judging.
Maybe one a tip boy.
Just a tip. So yeah, she went, fetch me him, like
Yep.
the first one.
Yep.
I would cook them. I wish to eat them.
Mm.
So obviously the cook was like, I can't do this.
Yep.
So he took the baby home to his wife
Yep.
and said, look, this is our daughter now.
Okay.
Went back,
Mm.
gave the queen
Mm.
a lamb, basically,
Okay.
like cooked up a lamb, and
Okay.
said, this is the baby, blah blah blah. So she went. A couple of days later, she went, fetch me the second. I wish to eat this one. So again, he done the same. He took home.
Yeah.
Said,
So
wife,
let alone,
this is
let
the
alone
thing."
has that king committed 2 offences, now the cook's committing crimes. He's kidnapping.
No, he's hiding. So that
that's kidnapping.
the queen doesn't
That's
eat
kidnapping.
the children.
That's kidnapping to me.
She then says, good, now they're out of the way,
Mm.
I wish to eat
Mm.
the queen. Or the other,
The princess.
the princess.
Sleeping Beauty. The victim.
So obviously the cook went round and it was like, I can't, and she begs to be killed because she thinks her 2 kids have been eaten.
Okay.
So she begs to be killed, and he's like, no, trust, they're safe. They're at my house.
Yeah.
They are safe.
I bet he says, I've got a plan.
So he takes her
Mm.
to them.
Mm.
The queen overhears
Really
this.
kidnappings. Go on.
The queen overhears that obviously she's been lied to.
Yeah.
So she marches down to the kitchen.
Yeah.
To whereas the cook kills the queen.
Yeah.
And they eat her together as a new family, like the king, the queen, like the princess, and the 2 eat the old.
What
queen
gets me about this fucking Sleeping Beauty thing is,
as
like,
a
why call it Sleeping Beauty? She's fuck ugly.
Mm.
He's ruined it. He's ruined your childhood. You're gonna like the next one. It's Cinderella. You ready? So, this is your favourite. The Brothers Grimm created Cinderella. This is where your time,
Yep.
but like, this is like, ooh, right, yeah.
Oh boy.
So I feel that the Brothers Grimm had this story perfectly planned out, and Disney decided, nah.
Yep, they softened, they left stuff out, they ruined it.
Disney have, like, they must have stolen so much shit. And we've probably, I'm not gonna lie, we've probably stolen a million videos from people. But, we do it better. Everything, but this certain scene that Disney changed. And I was like, okay, I can kind of see why they took it out. So basically, you know Cinderella. I don't want to meet the bitch. Either way, the stepsisters actually cut off their heels and toes to fit into the glass slipper. Now, I think if you added that into the Cinderella story and took away the stupid mice and the pumpkins and all the other shit,
makes a whole better thing.
it does. Because as they are trying to, you know, they cut their heels off, they cut their toes off, they actually fit into the slipper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where it gets a bit weird because the doves that are flying around tell the prince they've cut off their toes and heels. It's not them. So he's like, oh. So obviously, you know, Cinderella tries it on. It fits. He's like, okay, I'll marry her. He probably would have married the other two.
Mm.
Right? But he was like, okay, I'll marry her. And obviously the doves had told him, look, there's blood on the slipper and this, that, and the other. You get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So anyway, the prince wasn't fooled, which is fair enough. So get to the wedding. The stepsisters are asked to attend, which is lovely. And they attend, and when the prince opens up the box to let the doves out, they peck the eyes out of the stepsisters. And to me, that sounds a million times better.
Yep.
And it makes sense. They lied, they now get punished.
Mm-hmm.
But then I always had that thought of The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. It's like, bang, bang, peck the eyes out. So there you go. Cinderella would have been a lot better if the ugly stepsisters or whoever the fuck they are would have got fucked up in the end. Right. That was pretty accurate, wasn't it?
It was.
Straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
This one you're going to like. It's the Little Mermaid. And no, it's not better where it's wetter. I know what you're thinking. You filthy boy. Right. Arian.
Stop. Sorry.
Behave. I know you get excited. You're getting well ready.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
I don't want to see your little muscle.
Come where it's better. Down where it's wetter. Just you wait and see. Fine. I won't sing.
This one is a bit of a... To be honest, I might skip it. No, I won't skip it. So, you guys like The Little Mermaid. I'm sure many people grew up watching Little Mermaid. I actually don't think I've seen The Little Mermaid in full. Personally, I haven't. I've seen the others, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, you know, but I don't think I've actually managed to sit there and watch it. I think the whole idea of like a redhead drowning really petrifies me. Or it encourages my hatred for gingers. Anyway. So, in the Hans Christian Andersen version, Ariel makes a deal with the Sea Witch. In order to become human, she pursues the prince. She gains a pair of legs for her tongue, blah blah blah, you get the idea.
Yep.
Right. However, every step Ariel takes feels like she's walking on shattered glass. That's the original version anyway.
Yep.
If she gets a true love's kiss, you like that, didn't you?
That's like magic, that was.
Was it? She remains human. If not, she dies. However, obviously we know the story. Ariel saves the prince or whoever the fuck she's in love with. Or
I don't know. I never got to the end, really.
That's what I mean. I was what, 7. I wasn't allowed to watch TV. I watched it when I could. It's like trying to sneak porn in. Literally impossible. Unlike you, clicking channel 4, wait until 1 o'clock, seeing titties.
Childhood.
Me, I had to look in the woods for porn. You found yours on TV.
We've discussed this.
Anyway,
get back to...
I'm on it. Right, so obviously in the Disney version, she saves him and he sees who saves her.
Yeah.
In this version, the original version, he doesn't see who saves her and he ends up marrying someone else. Yeah. And she... And the Sea Witch says that she can turn back into a mermaid if she kills him. Of course, she can't kill him because she's so madly in love with him. She throws herself into the sea.
And drowns.
Suicide. Disney missed the trick with that one.
She's on a shame with the fishes.
Probably the best thing to ever happen to a ginger. Right. I hate gingers. I'm not racist. I've got Annabelle, she's got ginger hair. She has got ginger hair.
Mm.
What?
Is that where you covered it up?
Yep. Put a bag on the head later.
Get back to
Right. Snow White. Yet again, back to the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
Your favourite. So, Snow White does get a happy ending, actually. I'm quite depressed.
She does, but not in a way you think.
But she still gets a happy ending.
She does, but...
Wait. This is the Brothers Grimm version.
Okay.
Wait. In this version, despite surviving the Evil Queen's attempts at killing her, the poison apple being the main one, Snow White tries that poison apple, but the prince saves the day. Then marries Snow White, who I think is 8 years old, and the prince is like 25 or 26. So already the Brothers Grimm have now gone on to child porn. But then again, I probably know someone that will probably marry an 8-year-old. Anyway.
Well, it happens in other countries, I would like to.
Yeah, but in this story, despite Snow White being underage and having sex and getting married, Snow White invites the evil queen to her wedding. Then as punishment, is shoved into hot iron shoes and forced to dance around while they watch her and laugh.
Yep.
I think this story's better.
It is.
It is.
And if you get like past the child weirdness at the...
Yeah.
It'd
be
the
something
storyline is very much better.
It'd be something that I'd probably get into after a while. And I would like to say Snow White stands for cocaine and the 7 dwarfs are the side effects.
Yep.
So, yeah, basically the Brothers Grimm were on the ball with this one.
There is another basically an author that also took bits of
Yeah.
it.
Is this the bit where the 7 dwarfs have a way with her?
No.
Oh.
No. That's another dark, very sadistic, explicit comic book that we will not talk
I went
about.
with the original.
Yeah. But this one is along the same lines as the original.
Okay.
So they took what the Brothers Grimm done.
Yeah.
They basically dumbed it down a bit more.
Okay.
So, obviously, when she was, 8, she ate the apple. No, when she ate the apple,
Yeah.
she was then put into the glass coffin.
Yeah.
And
Is this got anything to do with bestiality?
no.
Oh, it's not that one.
What the fuck is
Because all the animals surround her.
No.
Okay, go on.
No.
I'm just saying, people
That's in the same one as the dwarf. No.
people might want to watch that one. Look it up, Pornhub.
Oi.
I've murdered this, not.
No, so basically, obviously, she's put inside the glass coffin, and she's in a deep sleep. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
She doesn't blah blah blah. Then she'll die. X blah blah blah. So the prince obviously turns up.
I've got a thing about the princes, may I add.
The saviour of the story.
All these princes have got things for little girls. Even in other people's stories, there are things.
It's weird.
Something's wrong.
It's weird.
Something's mentally wrong.
So obviously the prince goes, "Oh, I love her. Like, I must be with her."
This is the dead corpse.
This is, yeah.
Okay.
Snow White in the coffin, but obviously she's still breathing. It's just she's in a very deep coma.
Oh, I suppose the king didn't come along and have her and all.
Yeah. No.
The price of one.
So the
Oh
prince.
no, he wouldn't because she's only 8.
Yeah. He likes him a little bit older.
12.
So obviously he convinces the dwarves. They say, "Okay, you love her so much, she should be with you.
I can't wait for this gig.
We're tired of this anyway. She does nothing, and she hasn't cooked, she hasn't cleaned, blah 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 blah."
Useless woman.
Pretty much.
Go on.
So obviously the king goes, or the prince, or whatever his name.
Gotta get so much shit for this video.
And basically just went, okay, so his sort of royal court people come in to
I'm with you, they're with you.
basically slaves.
Wait,
Jesters,
what
warriors,
type of slaves?
not that.
Okay. Just checking.
No.
Everyone's getting on board then.
They were.
I was going to cheer. Hooray! People know.
So they carried her out to the carriage,
Okay.
and on the way out to the carriage, one of the what?
Go on, get on with it.
Where's Ariel?
Sebastian will come and help you.
No, so fuck's sake. So
She's got crabs.
I'm a lobster.
Oi,
So-
oi, stop giving me all that. Go on. I'll throw you off, you bitch.
So on the way out, one of the porters, basically, one of the porters dropped one half of the. Don't laugh.
I'm holding my breath. If I breathe, it goes in. Go on.
So basically, one of the porters dropped their half of the coffin,
Oh no.
but caught it just before it hit the floor and shattered. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And they picked it up, which dislodged the chunk of apple that was in her throat that made her curse happen. So obviously, the apple was dislodged and came out,
Okay.
where she awoke and lived happily ever after with the prince.
I'll tell you what. As he did, you know, have sex with her and stuff, and did wake her up, and they did get married, right?
He done right by her, mate. No.
I could think of a million different ways to get that apple out of her throat.
I knew you was going to say that.
You knew it as well, didn't you? Get one of the dwarfs in there. Go on, mate. You push it in. I'm not big enough. Sorry, did you just call my wife a hoe?
What? And a dick. Oh, I'm digging myself a hole, mate. Like.
That's me. Moving on.
Ho, ho, you, ho, me, ho, hum.
Shall I continue? I'm sure they're loving this. I fucked it from the moment that episode went bang.
Cinderella.
No.
Cinderfuckerella.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
This is where Beastie out. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost.
Almost. So, the story of Beauty and the Beast is inspired by an actual real life couple, Pedro and Catherine. I'm not saying the last name, it's ridiculous. Right? Pedro suffered from a rare genetic condition covering his entire body and hair.
Which we have talked about.
Werewolf syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Right, kind of lichen
Something.
lychees, I like them. Fruit. If you've never heard of it before. The word fruit. Being the word. Anyway.
That's how much I care.
Anyway. So it's based off a real life couple. And Catherine never saw her husband until the wedding day. Yeah, a bit unfortunate really. Because he's fuck ugly.
He's got a lovely voice.
What did you like about him? His hair.
Hairball.
Oh, if he went down on her, he'd get airball. Or if she went down on him. Wait, he'd still get airball. Because it'd come off his chin. Fuck. Anyway. So, yeah, Catherine never saw her husband until the wedding day. And she saw him and still got married and ended up having several children. Although
Pups.
just...
Kittens.
Oh, you think you're a howler. It's alright, when he went down on her, he was like, hang on.
Yeah, echoed.
No. He was like, hang on. Is that a growler? It's a badger. It's a
He's
beaver.
just one of the kids.
Fucking hell, she's giving birth. It looks like me. No, I ain't shaved anymore.
It's like a thing.
Although,
Out of the Adams.
like I said, right, stop.
Sorry.
Stop. Disney had Disney heard about his story. They decided to cover it, but they obviously just decided to turn it into some type of bestiality romance. Which I think this one would be more suited, because it's kind of like a Quasimodo style. Hey, you're ugly, but this woman loves him.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
They look past the...
Yeah, they like his personality, and I'm sure he had a lovely personality. And I swear he probably used a shit ton of conditioner. Can you imagine shampooing that bastard?
Imagine having a shower.
It'd get fleas.
You come out like...
What? So before you get really excited, this is the last one I'm doing. The last one. I know hairy stuff turns you on. Little hairy beast. You've probably got this problem. Rare genetic condition. I didn't put it down because I wouldn't be able to say it.
I have not got lichenitis.
I've got laryngitis. Better Sleeping Beauty would have done
You
it.
can't have that this moment.
No, I reckon Snow White would have had laryngitis. I would have sorted her throat out. Right, Peter Pan. Bit of apple down there. Do you want some custard? Oh shit.
Oh, man and his tights. Great.
Oi, there's nothing wrong with Peter Pan.
It's a grown man pretending to be young in tights.
I played Peter Pan when I was in year 11. Not year 11. Year
11?
6. Year 6. I was 11 years old, but I was in year 6. There we go. I played Peter Pan. There was nothing wrong with playing Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan. Peter Pan's amazing.
Stop playing Peter Pan.
You're wrong with Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. So, yeah. Peter Pan. As I just said about a million times, I'm just going to call him Peter. Hey, Peter.
Oh, Peter.
So not much has changed here in terms of Peter Pan's original story. The only difference is when the Lost Boys wanted to grow up, Peter decided to kill them because he didn't want anyone to grow up.
Yeah.
So you think about that story for a while. They all went to that fucking island, Neverland, you know, where Michael Jackson probably lives still. And well, I couldn't not make the reference, to be honest.
True.
He was a kid. Oh wait, you like kids. There's a difference.
He was a big kid.
And he liked kids. Imagine if you met the Wolfman. That moonwalk wouldn't be the same, would it? It'd be like Cousin Nick going across your screen. So yeah, basically the original author states that when the Lost Boys wanted to grow up, Peter Pan would kill them off. Because he wouldn't allow anyone to grow up. He liked everyone being young. He should have met up with fucking Snow White at this rate, to be honest.
Him and the Prince would be perfect.
Pedo perfect.
Perfect.
Pedo perfect. So, there you go. I've ruined some Disney fucking fairy tales for you. You got anything else to say? No, we've literally made every single porn joke under the sun, apart from the fact that I'd never go down under because it's too hot. Check out the Pornhub one. Snow White. Check it. It's a good.
Also check out Brothers Grimm. They go into a lot more detail as well.
You took this so... You said that so seriously. Also check out Brothers Grimm. Because they do better jobs than us. And we're just amateurs. Although if we did have someone like Snow White laying around, we wouldn't be an amateur, we'd be like a fucking pro by now. I won't wake her up. I didn't like the fact she had a bob haircut and looked like a dyke. At this rate I could see why people went for Sleeping Beauty. And I wouldn't have sucked her finger. Anything to tell your lovely audience before we leave? Boner face! We're the Unsettled. We ruined it. We killed it. It was fucked from the beginning.
It was.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. You probably had a laugh. I'm going to go watch a Disney film.
Oh boy.
Pornhub.
Oh gosh.